to this video from Airsoft.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make a custom lens protector, or how I make a custom lens protector. Reason being so I don't get my optic shot out. The reason I make my own is I like to keep my gun looking as realistic as possible. I don't want a BB shield sticking up, you know, as effective as they are. I don't like the look of a big thick solid piece of perspex sitting in front of your gun. And I don't like the kill flashes, as you know, they diminish the amount of light going into the optic when you go indoors. So what I do is, what I've actually got here, if you follow me on Instagram you'd have seen this already, is I have a custom lens protector in here. This has taken 3 shots, so I need to replace it. And I was asked how I do it, so I'm going to show you how I do that today. You can do this for almost any optic. There's a way of doing it for anything really. I've done these for scoped optics for some friends of mine, you know, and I've also made these for EOTechs. Good tip. This is my aim point. And the good thing about this is it's got lens cap, which means I can get the lens protectors under there. As you see here, it's cracked. I'm going to take this out. It's supposed to take 3 shots, so you can see it's well, that's well and truly knackered there. And on the second layer, it's nothing, you know, it's absolutely fine. Put those to one side. What I use is perspex, 15 quid for a massive sheet, couple of meters by couple of meters for or half a meter by 1.5 meters, something like that. 15 quid from B&Q. Those of you in the States, you know, Home Depot, I think you guys have out there. Anywhere where you can get DIY gear. As I said, 15 quid is very cheap. I've gone for 2mm perspex on this. What I do is I double the layer up. You see here, I've doubled it up. The reason I do that instead of just going for 4mm is because the extra layers gives a little bit more strength. It's the same principle as how ballistic glass is made. You know, multiple layers. The projectile that's going to hit it, it's got to break through the first layer and then the second layer. You know, yeah, it just makes it a little bit stronger. Here's the sheet is massive. So I'll show you a little bit here. So that's the sheet there. I've cut it down to a manageable size. Tools for this, I use a Dremel. You can use a handsaw and files. I use a Dremel with a cutting blade for perspex and the little sanding wheel. In fact, this isn't even a Dremel, it's an Everrise rotary tool from Maplins. It's like 25 quid. You know, but as I said, you can use a cheap hand tool and files. This is just a quicker way of doing it. So let's get cracking. I've already cut one piece out already. As I say, start off with what I do is cut out a manageable piece. I'm going to take my sight, place it on here because the lens cap fits over as so. So what I want this to do is sit on the edge like that. And that's going to protect my lens from BB strikes. Even if a BB does manage to get through, I've tested this up to 400 FPS and it did, although it did crack both layers, there was no penetration of the BB. The twin layers are basically going to fit underneath the lens cap. It's going to hide it nicely. You're not going to see it, and it just, you know, it keeps it looking a little bit more realistic. I'm going to use a marker pen to trace. Going to keep the protective layers on the perspex. As I said, I've cut it down to a manageable size. I'm just going to place it on and start tracing around. Move that to one side. Now it's time to start cutting. What I'm going to do is actually just trim straight lines all around this edge, the circle, and then I'm going to use the sanding wheel to sand down. So key for this, there's bits of plastic going to be flying everywhere. You need to make sure you've got some good eye protection on. So proper safety glasses or goggles to protect your eyes, and just take your time, not go too quick with this, or have it on your lowest setting, otherwise it will melt the perspex. And yeah, let's get cracking. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to the sounding head. Again, just aiming for the inside of that edge there, inside of that tracing edge. Got that down quite close now. Still needs a little bit off on the bottom there. What I'm going to do now is take off the protective layer, the clear side, leave the white side, and then I'm going to trace it again. So again, just need to grind down until that blue line is gone. Remove the coverings. And then, you know, it's going to be fine. So, push the lens cap back on. There you go. Custom made lens protector hidden underneath your lens cap. If you've got an EOTech, it's the same thing. You just need to cut it differently. I'll show you how to do this. You need to take off the top shroud. You need to get a relevant Allen key for that. Take out these Allen screws. It's normally 4. Also need to take out your retention or locking screw. And then your shroud will slide off. You can either go forwards or backwards. Doesn't make much difference. Just need to lift it up, bend it over the 0-inch screws. That's your shroud off. Even over your sight unit. Keep an eye out for your little locking lug. What I've done with this is just taped it on with electrical tape. You can use any tape. Electrical tape, obviously, underneath here is black, so it conceals it quite well. What I've done for this is, what I do for this is I take the EOTech and I basically cut a piece to work to, and then I put this like so, trace around the edge of the sight here. You'll end up with a piece bigger than this. You see that? So you end up with a piece like this, obviously square. Then what you need to do is cut it down, taper it off at the bottom because of the curve of the front of the sight housing. Obviously, if you're gonna have if your lens protector's got a square edge, it's not gonna, you know, you're gonna leave a little bit of the screen exposed, the front lens, sorry, exposed there. So taper it off at the bottom so it slots inside, fits nice and snug. Double it up for extra protection. And then what I do, as I said, is a bit of electrical tape. I'm just going to do this a bit crudely for the video. Yeah, cut it, get it nice and neat. top, tiny bit, get them set, secure it in place. If you can, what you can do as well is make sure that you're only covering the width of the lens shroud, the lens housing, and that's going to make sure it doesn't affect your side picture. It's only going to be there to hold them in place, so it doesn't need to be massively, it doesn't need to be mega secure. So there you go. They're not going to come off. It's pretty secure. Just do is put the side back together. And there you go. Custom lens protector. It's a bit crude, this one. I don't actually use this ear tech anymore because it is broken. But it, gives you a good example. You can take a lot more. You can take your time with it. Put a lot more effort in. And get this looking a lot nicer. The good thing about doing it this way, and obviously with this, is compared to the BB shields that you have sitting in front of your optic, not so much of a drama for front sights like this, because you can have the BB shield pressed right up against it, but with an EOTech, obviously you've got your sight here. If you have a BB shield on your rail system, it's going to be sitting here. If we say this is a BB shield, you're still going to be vulnerable from angles, whereas this method, no matter what angle you get hit from, you're protected, and it's somewhat hidden as well. It's not noticeable. So there you go. That's how I cut my custom BB shields. Works on A-sight. The A-sight you're not really going to be able to do this on is the sort of reflex standalone glass sights. I'm not entirely sure what you could do with that. Best bet's probably just to get a BB shield as close as possible on that. So there you go. Thanks for watching. If you've got any questions, queries, leave a comment. If you got any questions about anything else not related to this, fire it down below, and I'll respond as I can. And thanks for watching.